Join us this time as we return to the Bahamas and haul the Big Dog out for some final projects.
About to leave, already packing. Come with me, I'm not really asking. We'll get away to a place where we don't know. About to see the world in action, what we can be, life with no distractions. We'll get away, this is what we waited for. Take my hand, we'll make it somehow. We can't miss out. Be free with me. Be free. Be free with me. Be free.
After 13 weeks of engine work, the Big Dog was finally ready to go back to sea. It was just in time for us to beat a weather window and motor sailed for the big day. We planned to haul the boat out at Bradford Marine in Freeport, Bahamas, the same marina that we completed our boat survey in before buying the Big Dog. This would be a 2-day, 350 nautical mile motor.
On our way out to sea, we ran into some mariners that ran out of gas on the way to the dock, so Aiden took them some fuel on the paddleboard. Yeah.
What's up?
Getting a rest.
Don't you dare.
Don't you dare poop. No. No, we need all of our solar.
After a really rough night, we arrived in the Bahamas at daybreak. We would motor into Bradford Marine and dock the boat for the day. Tomorrow we would haul out the Big Dog and the work would begin. There were no problems with the boat coming out of the water, but Dad dropped his glasses into the harbor. We would have to scuba dive to find them when the marina was down. At every haul-out, the bottom gets pressure washed. This gets all of the marine growth off so the boat can be inspected, and in our case, the first step in a bottom paint job. We had Bradford remove our rudders for inspection and to replace the rudder bearings. We had no record of rudder bearings being serviced, and we wanted to make sure that we didn't have any issues on our big trip.
Put an 8 on the top, right? 8 on the top.
With the Big Dog safely up on blocks, we had the afternoon to relax before our boat work began.
You're bored, huh, buddy?
Yeah.
Okay, please don't hit your fingers with that rock. All right, Aiden's gonna go look for those glasses, I think. What are you doing? Telecamera. What are you doing?
We are feeding the fishes coconut. Yeah.
Fresh coconut.
And we're making bait balls out of coconut. We're just shredding it.
Can you even see the fishies there? Oh, there's fishy.
There's a bunch more. Yeah. Here. I haven't been feeding them that.
Aiden and his farmer tan. Yeah, so then it could really be anywhere. If you think you dropped them back there, it could be anywhere from here.
The first project on the agenda was maintaining the folding props.
Mom, what are you doing?
Getting them clean. We have to repaint them. What are we putting on these?
We're cleaning them so we can rebuild them. So today we're cleaning them up so we can disassemble them and rebuild them later, and then at the end we'll put on prop speed. So we're going to clean them up so they look like new, and then we're going to do a full rebuild on the props and all the running gear.
That's what we're doing. Having fun?
Alright, so these are the pieces that came out. They're worn down. These are the parts they sent us. See the difference. And then I designed a part because whatever, I can't show that, but it's not deep enough. And then this is too thick, like the brake pad is too thick. So I made a part, and it goes in here. Show that. We're back. This is the almost entirely finished product. Everything's been cleaned to a pretty good extent and rebuilt. After about 10 hours of cleaning surfaces, here we are. It looks pretty nice. We have not put the wake speed on yet, but that's later. It closes very nicely, satisfactorily. That's not a word, but here we are. Oh, and then you can show the parts on the back here. Yeah. Made those parts, close them. Hopefully they hold up, but they fit pretty nicely. And that's that.
Finish it up.
I'm gonna tap these couple holes, put the new bolts in, and put the zinc on and be done.
All right, so the prop is complete. Back end is on it, and the zincs. I thought I'd talk for a second on what a folding prop is and why we have it, and a couple other things on this. So a folding prop for our boat, it's got 2 engines, 2 hulls, and And also on a sailboat, there are times that your engines aren't running at all. And so in those cases, you don't want all the drag of that propeller slowing your boat down or putting strain on your engine. And so sailboats in general, and I think other multi-hulls have folding props, so that when your engine's not running, the props can fold back out of the way and basically have no drag. So that's what we were just working on maintaining, is the Varifold props. Older props are about 15 years old, and they'll look like new here when we're done putting the prop speed on. So these spacers that Eden 3D printed, hopefully those are going to have a long life. And then the other thing that we did is we installed the zincs here. Zincs are here. They're also up on the shaft, and those are for electrolysis. Basically, it's a sacrificial anode, so that rather than your boat electrically corroding due to electrolysis, the zincs are the sacrificial piece. So those are a common part, and those are all new. And so the last thing we have to do is put prop speed on, which keeps growth off of the props in the running rigging or rigging gear, and we'll keep the boat, keep this all clean, so it won't look like it did when we hauled it out here. So that'll be next. Aiden's doing a final prep on the props to get ready for prop speed here. He's gonna grind them. We're gonna sand them with 80 grit sandpaper and tape them up and get ready to go. Last step is putting on the prop speed. We have prepped the shaft, prepped the blades. We're all ready to go. Now we're gonna apply prop speed.
The prop speed project was a lot of work, but should give us a good barnacle-free finish for the next several years. The next project was installing underwater lights. The project began very slowly while we tried to decide just exactly where to drill the holes through our holes, making sure we had access to the hole inside to wire them. It's a little nerve-wracking drilling holes in a perfectly good hole.
Okay. How far is that gap, Aiden? How far is the gap? The paneling? Okay. You won't be able to fish that wire there? Ready? Good. Good look. That's right.
Okay, what are you guys doing?
So today we're going to install a backup water maker. We have a 220 volt AC water maker today, and that requires us to run either the generator or the big inverter. And so we're going to install a backup. Water is important, and to have a backup supply. And so we're going to have a second supply that runs off of our DC directly off of our batteries. And so that's what we're installing today. It's a Seawater Pro 40 gallon an hour DC water maker. So we'll mechanically install it today, and then when we get back to the US, we'll do the electrical install because we've got some parts to get.
Sure.
Look at all the parts.
So many parts.
A little overview of the install. This is our existing water maker, blue water desalination. It's a 70 gallon an hour, 220 volt system. In every boat project, everything's tight. So inside this locker, you've got under the camera here. There's I don't think the camera's going to go there. The high pressure pump and the membranes for the original system, as well as the pre-filters. So part of this today, we're going to have to move the pre-filters to put the second pump here. We're going to have to reinstall or install membranes here for the new system. They're going to mount here at the back of this wall. So a lot of things that we're going to have to move around, and then we'll reinstall or install a new panel here over below the other panel. So we'll effectively have two water makers here in this locker. This is what a sugar scoop of the boat looks like.
All right.
All right, so we're about to dry fit this Seawater Pro. That's a 6x6 automatic panel. They send this panel to mount in a wall, and we're not mounting a wall. We're putting it on the wall with the other one. So we didn't have a housing for it. Aiden designed and printed a 3D print housing for it. So we're going to mount this on the wall so that our Seawater Pro will mount here right underneath the existing blue water desalination system. And so we're going to do that now. We got the pump kind of set about where it's going to go. The filters will go above it. The panel will go there.
Very nice.
This time lapse covers Aiden designing the water maker housing, measuring, modeling, and building the 3D print file. Previous owners had an anchor come loose at sea and bang up the bottom of the boat. The big holes were patched, but we patched the rest and did touch-up paint.
And it goes from being just slimy runny to stiff.
In like what? A minute?
Then
Not
4
long.
minutes.
That's what epoxy does.
Yeah. What? Yeah, well, you're gonna have to get used to it.
Bradford Marine was contracted to paint the bottom of the holes. Bottom paint is the special paint that deters marine growth like barnacles from our holes. Here's a walkthrough of the sanding and prep.
Alright, so before the paint job I wanted to document the outside of the hull. I'm going to go take some videos of what we're trying to get fixed.
Here the boat is, all sanded and prepped, and is almost ready for primer. Here's a walkthrough after the primer coat was completed. Bottom paint was the last thing on the haul-out work list. With that completed, we will splosh tomorrow and set sail for the United States.
We splashed to the Big Dog and spent a couple hours checking all systems before we set off for the US.
Then we set sail for a 2-day, 350 nautical mile sail back to the United States. The haulout took longer than planned, so we were behind schedule.
My children.
It's so blue.
I know, right?
Like it's crazy blue. Look up here.
Yeah.
Oh, the water's like white.
Guys, don't get too far.
Oh no! Oh no! Help me!
Is it a long swim or a short swim?
It's so funny. Alright, there's towel.
Hey, is the boat still clean on the bottom?
Huh?
I'm looking for some boat cleaners.
Not it. What?
I'm looking for some boat cleaners. You make sure the bottom's clean. You make sure the bottom of the boat's clean. Yeah, we're just gonna right on.
There's
Ready?
a Jim that wants to come off the plate.
Give it.
Yeah, careful, dude. Yeah, not lost.
Very
Oh
nice.
no, you feel it?
All good.
Yeah.
All right. Put it down.
It was early November. We planned to cast off for the big adventure in early December after enjoying Thanksgiving with family, moving out of our rental house, and provisioning for the boat. But we had a new problem. A prop shaft bearing failed on our trip back, and timing for repair was not certain.
Two big. Oh, two each. Yeah, because our family will eat more than one bag of food. No. Okay, so what do you with that? I roasted everything. Okay, nope. Oh wait, don't open that. This is what I need. Oh.
Join us next time as we move out, provision the Big Dog, and hope to get our repaired in time for an early December departure.
Okay. Right hand. Hand it here.